There are times whenever we are being treated wrongfully, and God is asking us, instead of letting people know of our needs, He's asking us to surrender to that kind of suffering, to bad treatment. And the question is, why and how do we do it best? So, the reason why He would ask this is because the deepest invitation of a Christian is to imitate the cross, right? And Jesus suffered bad treatment. As we know, he suffered injustice and he learned to take it quietly. So those are the two answers in short of the video, right? Why would he do it? Because he said, be like me, while the way he was quiet. Like, he knew that he had all the power in the world to stop his injustice, the injustice that was happening to him. But instead, he took it humbly, like a slave. And in reality, why would God ever ask us to do this, to submit to bad treatment instead of defending ourselves? I think the only reason for that would be for us to learn humility, right? For us to acknowledge the fact that Jesus, being the King of Kings, was treated badly. Why do I deserve any better treatment, right? And I'm not saying that you don't have dignity. I'm not saying that I don't have dignity and we should be treated better, because we should. But in our reality, the best way to learn humility is to learn to be like the least of the least and to be treated as the least of the least and still be able to love. So another virtue that you would be learning from this would be charity, perfect charity. You and I cannot learn perfect charity if it is not tested, because it is very easy to love those who love you, right? As Jesus says. But if you really want to love, authentically love, God is going to have to send enemies your way, whatever that might look like, people that will not treat you the best way in which you should be treated. And God is going to ask you, this is me in your neighbor, and I'm allowing them to treat you badly. What are you going to do? Will you grow in resentment? Will you, what are you going to do? Will you take revenge? Or will you forgive? Will you love at all cost? Will you even give up your life for your neighbor that is treating you badly? And so you be the judge. Who has the greater love? He who loves his friends, or he who's capable of loving even his enemies, right? So there's power to being able to love your enemies. There's authentic Christianity. So if you right now are thinking, well, Javi, I don't have any enemies in my life, I'm going to make a bold request, or I'm going to be boldly influensive. I think that's the word, influensive on your life. And I want to say that maybe you should ask for enemies. Like, if you generally want to learn to love like Jesus, you need enemies, because that's how Jesus loved. He loved his enemies. And if you don't have any enemies right now, then woe to us that don't have any enemies. Besides, aside from that point, the more you grow in virtue, the more enemies you're going to have, because the prideful are scandalized by virtue. So, if you don't have any enemies, then it's either a blessing from God or it might be your own fault. So, I don't know, just food for thought. Okay, great. Anyways, have mercy on your enemies. I'll see you guys. Bye.